Wow, we are so live. Welcome to LASC's open mic night. It's Funky Friday. It's a special night. It's a night where you can do your comedy, do your poetry, sing a song, whatever. And you can follow us, please, at LASchoolofComedy.com. Let's give a round of applause to our comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman, who keeps things going. And of course, the one producer who is going to make sure that we're going to cut this out. I'm kidding. Come on in. Hello there, handsome. Give it up for Jason Ham, I am, our producer. Sign him, please. And in case you guys have never been there or here before, we're going to give you a 2-minute light. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. It's a lot of fun. This is not about me, it's about you. I don't know how many of you guys have podcasts, but we are doing like a whole new thing here because we have to. And there's one thing that I ask is that when you're up here and you close, please tell people where they can find you. Because it really becomes, I'm not your agent. I'd love to be. No, I don't. Hello there, handsome. Where have you been? When you ain't even mine. You hear what he said? Griffin and Scotty over here? I know, they don't know any better. Went to Catholic school. No, I'm kidding. It's true, though. You know, it's funny. I did. That's why I'm obedient. And that's why I set the rules. And the rules are this is a safe place. Please just don't stand here and waste my time, everybody else's time. Say what you will, do what you want. I don't care. But I don't want any bullshit up in here. I'm just going to tell you that. No games, all right? Because I'm not in the mood. All right, so I don't, I always like to start really happy. I'm your host. I can't. I just can't. I live with this generation of me. I don't know when I became the bad person, okay? I smoked pot when it was not legal, right? Okay, now I'm the bad person. Actually, I stole that line from my husband. He said he smoked it when it was illegal, and I was like, that's the truth. And these, you just don't know. I mean, and also I can remember just really so many seeds in pot, so many seeds. How many seeds? So many that they rolled under the mat in the back of my Capri, and it got wet and they sprouted. Have you ever seen pot plants grow in a car? Now you can't get a pot plant. So we really have a wonderful group of people here. If any of you need anything here, if you need something done for your social media, if you need editing done, any of that stuff, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Ask Jason. He's right here. You know where to find him. That's right. Give him another round of applause because you'll be calling me and saying, can I just take a piece of that tape? Do you have it, Sunda? Just that one piece, remember? And I'm going to say, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. But you know what? A lot of you people haven't been exposed to certain types of comedy. And again, this is still free speech in America. I want to bring up a gentleman who not only made this place happen, in June it'll be 20 years that we are here. And I want to thank him so much for everything. And can you give us a few minutes and get off your cell phone, please? Yeah, a few minutes of America's sweetheart, Mark Zaffron, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they used to call him on JLTV.
That's a good name for the podcast.
I think he's great for that.
Yeah, this is old school comic shit. Sit down. I used to watch. No, I have to do this, otherwise my knees hurt.
Stop.
All right. Listen, it's part of age. America's sweetheart is about as debatable as Joe Biden's mental capacity. America's sweetheart, my ass. So here I am watching the news in the last couple of days, and frankly, I'm just not surprised. There's nothing surprising about what's going on. Totally expected, Minute you had a Nazi collaborator come into the United States and be a billionaire, like George Soros, who probably originally worked for the KGB or the Chinese Communist Party and then branched out on his own, you're in trouble. I mean, it's simple as that. All right? They had a report today about who's paying for all these kids, and they had a price list for protesting. So I remember back to when I was a real estate lawyer a long time ago, and here I am. There used to be a company called the Reese Brothers in New York, and they were the guys who pioneered food courts. And they just made, you'd go in there and you'd have all the shitty food, all the food that kills men. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Burger King, McDonald's. My brother-in-law was murdered by McDonald's. Killed. And anyhow, so here I am, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, their office gets stormed by protesters. I have no fucking idea what they're protesting. I'm sitting there trying to lease them a space down on Wall Street. All right, I see the protesters, don't know it. I didn't go to I'm somewhere else, and I see this protesters protesting something different, and it was the same people. Now, this was well over 30 years ago, and you realize that, reality in some of these protest movements just isn't there. There are people who actually make a living getting paid to be agitators. Now, they double dip. They work on the left, and they work for the feds, because the feds are big on agitators. All right. January 6th, there was a couple in the crowd. No question about it. I mean, somebody had to point everybody out on the video and say, yeah, that guy with the horns. You arrest a man with horns, think he's sane and he knows what he's doing. I mean, give me a break. Come running around with a Viking horn. I mean, okay, so back to the point. So they published the price list for the protest leaders. $6,800. $6,800 for a couple of days' work living in the camp, and it's not like they're roughing it like we did during Vietnam, all right? What they get is they get pret-a-porter. What college kid orders Uber at a protest? They're actually having pizzas delivered to the protest, and then the professors are out there virtue signaling. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to learn economics from you. And I watched this economics professor get her ass kicked, and honestly, I'm sitting there going, kick her ass. Dude, why are you going down there? It's violent, and you expect not to get your ass kicked? It's crazy. That shows that you don't have the brains to teach college. I mean, it's as simple as that. And what they asked these two girls. They came down. They were foreign protesters. They came down to NYU, and they said, "Well, what are you protesting about?" And one of them goes, "I don't know. Everybody else is here." Okay, so listen, I grew up Vietnam generation. I'm probably the oldest man in the room. Hands down. All right? I am. So in 1960 some odd, when we all walked out for the moratorium against the war, we had something personal at stake in it. I had a shitty draft number. Now, none of you guys know what a draft number is. I mean, at the end of the day, my draft number was 9. When the draft numbers came out, my mother called me up in tears about my draft number, because I was on my way to the rice paddies, because they had just gotten rid of student deferments. And it's not like I was one of those guys like Hunter Biden would take it, or wait, he's too young. George Bush, who did it the cheaty way. He went into the phony National Guard, snorted some cocaine, got thrown out. It must be endemic among presidents' kids. George did it, Hunter did it, Hunter left a little there. Joe was definitely tooting up before the State of the Union. I mean, I saw the little beady eyes, no question he was high on something. So back to the point. It's not a real point. It's just, remembrance of things past. It's Marcel Proust, in case any of you don't know that. Anyhow, to us, there was something at stake protesting against Vietnam. Here we were being sent 6,000 miles across the ocean to fucking get wet in rice paddies, fighting against people who we had no business fighting against, who had been fighting for God knows how many years, all right? To throw out, that was real anti-colonialism. Let's tell the story. In 1919, it was the Versailles Peace Conference. Ho Chi Minh, you guys know who Ho Chi Minh is? Yeah, okay. Uncle Ho. Ho Chi Minh is the man who led the revolt of the Vietnamese against the French. Now, the French and the Dutch, two absolutely worst colonial powers. They don't give a flying. The Dutch are the worst. The Dutch and the Germans. Germans just shoot you. But anyhow, the European powers were very, very good at raping everybody. Why do you think we had a fucking revolution here? So let's get down to it. Here we are, 1919. He begged to see Wilson. Now, Woodrow Wilson, was a stone-cold racist. First of all, he's from Virginia. Secondly, believe it or not, the first thing he did when he came into office is fired all the black people. He wouldn't let black people work in the federal government. But he was a stone-cold racist, and he was a eugenics. And remember what he was, the head of the Progressive Party. There's a theme to all of this, by the way, all right? So here we are, Ho Chi Minh just begging to talk to him. And he said, well, what about the freedoms? Well, I don't remember whether this was the points of the freedoms. It certainly wasn't the Atlantic Charter. We'll get to that later. And at the end of the day, he said, oh, that was for white people. That's what they said. Colonel House, his Karine Jean-Pierre, or actually his Anthony Blinken, turned around and said, no, that's not for you. So here we are in 1919, and Ho had to go back and basically get into the woods and start fighting against the French. So he was the head of the Viet Minh. And then the French stayed there until when? This was now 1919. French couldn't last until the Japanese kicked their asses out. Yeah. French lost in, 39? When they folded to the Germans? And I mean folded, because they're the most arrogant people on earth. Anyhow, so from 39, they just let the Japanese in, said, hey, come on in, brutalize the Vietnamese. By the way, then the war gets won, no help by them. All right? It's now 1945, and we let them back in. This United Nations, by the way. Let them back in. What do they fucking do? They start brutalizing the Vietnamese again. And then we have Ho Chi Minh. So why did we come in? What was it that forced the United States government to come in? It wasn't that we were anti-communist. Here's the bottom line. John F. Kennedy was very Catholic. All right? One of the prices that he had to pay is that Ngo Dinh Diem, the president of South Vietnam, was Catholic. So the pressure put on him on the church, and of course the Vietnamese said, well, Catholic's a foreign religion, we don't want you here. The Vietnamese were fighting, North versus South, and there was a religious component to it. JFK didn't come in to protect the South Vietnamese from communism, because the truth is, Ho wasn't a communist. Ho Chi Minh was a nationalist who turned communist because they were the only ones given money. Now, all we had to do was what we learned how to do later. Buy the fuckers off. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is, all right? So here we are. It's now 2024, and we now reaped our whirlwind. And back to where we were protesting, all right, going and fighting against these people who were really just trying to run their own rice paddy. Because in the end, there's two types of people in this world. 99% of the people just want to fill their rice bowl, and the other 1% want to take it away. And they all work in the White House. So I'll just end with this. So, it's a lot to digest, the difference between us singing Kumbaya and really taking a risk by smoking pot, by the way. Yes. No offense. When we were smoking pot in Central Park, sorry, Patty, all of these fucking Irish cops, 20 feet tall they look like, 30 feet wide, they're just ready to beat the shit out of you. They had a couple of snorts, they're pissed off at the protesters. Nixon told them we were bad people, and they're going to wade into us with billy clubs. And they did. Things were different in those days. There was a lot of repression, which doesn't exist today. These kids are babies. They don't know what it's like. They weren't at the Chicago Convention. They don't know what actually went on in the United States over the last 50 years. Mm-hmm. People fought for their freedoms. Now that they have those freedoms, their descendants and their inheritors just have nothing to fight about, instead of finding something to get angry about. But to finish up the story,
You have to wrap it.
I am wrapping it. I just, you made me lose my train of thought here. That is it. So here's my wrap. So I'm watching the news, and of course, everybody in my house hates me because I'll watch Fox News. Granted, I read the Wall Street Journal, the Post, and the Times while I'm watching Fox News, and will switch just to MSNBC so I can curse at Joy Reid. Anyhow, I'm watching the news, and Ilhan Omar is down there. Her daughter just got suspended, all right? And she's down there, and the daughter has this big smile on her face, like, fuck you, I'm back on the campus. Mommy's here. And so when she got thrown off, she claimed that she was homeless, and she was starving. And I'm thinking to myself, Ilhan Omar is a bad mother. Which one of us sent our kids away to college without a MasterCard? Nobody. In fact, they have Apple Pay. You know goddamn well this girl has Apple Pay on her iPhone 15. And then her mother came, and I noticed something. She didn't come to feed and clothe her because the bitch was wearing the same clothes.
Stop it.
She was.
Tell them who Ilhan Omar is.
They know who Ilhan Omar is, that congresswoman with the turban. You don't know who she is?
She's on the squad.
What?
She's on the squad. She's on the squad.
Yeah, she's on the squad. Squad. Yeah, we turned them into pop stars, just as a finish, all right? And not that I want to get political about all this, but or show my true colors. Joe Biden gave his first interview in how many months? To Howard Stern. And what's amazing is Howard Stern didn't say, "Show me your tits." Thank you.
Oh my God! Where do we find you?
Working for a living.
Why don't you teach a history class in a high school?
Because I'm too high end for high school. I could do college.
You can do a college. Okay. Why? What are you going to be, one of those professors?
Well, bottom line is that I at least read.
Do you? Well, I'm glad you read, and we have a little style in here. Let's give it up for the comedy of Jen Tyler. Let's do this. Yes.
That's a tough act to follow. All right. I feel like I'm getting older. Are you guys getting older? Anybody in here getting older? I feel like it's happening faster than it used to because my Botox appointments keep getting closer and closer together. You know, when you get older, the way you see yourself in your head is so much different than the way you see yourself in the mirror. Like, in my head, I'm a hot 20-something who's going out, having fun. But in the mirror, I am an exhausted 40-something who's going to Target and returning a duvet cover. Even the way you do your makeup changes when you get older. Like, I just learned that if you want to make your wrinkles less noticeable, you're supposed to put on your concealer after you get your boobs done. I am doing everything I can to, no, that's not it. I started doing these treatments. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I started doing these treatments that use electrical current to lift the muscles in my face. And the woman who does them said it might take a little while to see the results, but after about 32 charges, my husband will notice the credit card bill. Let's see what we got. But all this beauty stuff, it's such a slippery slope because you could always find something to fix, right? There's always something that you can do. Like, first you get your forehead filled, and then you get your cheeks and your lips, and then you have to tell your kids why they don't have a college fund. But the good news is that then you're ready for Beverly Hills, baby. Okay, that one didn't work. But the thing that ages you more than anything is kids. Anybody have kids in here? Yeah, there we go. Any mothers? Anybody who has a mother? All right, good. It really is the hardest job in the world when you're sober. I'm a full-time mother of 3. I have a teen, a preteen, and a husband. And I'm not the mom that I thought I would be. I mean, I thought I would be really good at all those perfect mom things, like joining the PTA, only buying organic, getting dressed. But it's too hard to be perfect all the time, you know? I'm like, wait, you've already sent out your holiday cards and it's before Christmas? I still haven't gotten my son to change his underwear since Tuesday, so I think I'm gonna need to lower the bar a little bit. I'm more like a bare minimum kind of mom. You know, I'm just doing my job. I'm not getting promoted, but I'm not getting fired. Because full-time moms, we're just like office interns. We don't get paid. Our coworkers think we're annoying. And apparently no one else is allowed to fuck us. All right. Let's see what we got here. Thank you. I really think my kids are spoiled from having me around all the time, though. Like, they're under this delusion that I work for them. My son gets out of school at 2 p.m. on Fridays, and he was pissed that I didn't get there until 3 on Saturday. And it's like, there are other people on your emergency contact list. My daughter is 15, And teenagers are really tough, right? Like sometimes we just don't speak the same language. Like I'm speaking English and she's speaking total fucking bitch. And my mom and I have different theories on why she's so mean sometimes. And I just think it's hormones, but my mom thinks it's karma. All right. I thought, let's see. I'm trying to teach my kids. Oh, okay. This is my little brain. Growing. Having kids is cool because you're growing, they're growing. Right now, I'm trying to teach my kids how to love who they are, which is a really hard thing to do because I don't know anything about that. But I did once take a parenting class, and the instructor told us to never criticize the way we look in front of our kids. And I just thought that that was such a powerful idea that would leave me with nothing to talk about. I mean, I was raised in the generation of self-loathing. That's all my friends and I talk about. I hate my thighs, I need new boobs, and those are just my guy friends. But I thought I was my own worst critic. It turns out my kids are my worst critic. I'll come downstairs and they'll talk to me like they're Hollywood reporters on a red carpet. My daughter will be like, coming up to us, now we have our mom, hi. Tell us, you have been such a style inspiration over the years. Tell us, what's your inspiration? No, we've seen such a style transformation from you over the last few years. Tell us, what's your inspiration for giving up? And then my son chimes in. Oh, wait, looks like we got a question coming in off our live feed. This one's from @Mr. Tyler. He'd like to know, will you be wearing anything other than leggings this year? How's everybody doing? All right, hanging in there, great. So are you ready for the trauma portion of my set? All right. 2 years ago, my son was in a horrible car accident. He's okay now, thank goodness. But ever since then, I have made it my mission to make his story all about me. I had a very hard time getting over this incident, and I was diagnosed with PTSD, which is something that I only thought that soldiers experienced. But apparently, it affects over 13 million Starbucks employees every year. Just something to consider before you insist on spelling Haley with a GH. Everybody with PTSD experiences it differently. Like for me, when I'm triggered, I isolate myself completely from family and friends. So like if I see an ambulance, I'm not gonna army crawl under a table, but I will book a girls' trip to Mexico and not invite anybody. LA is a fun place. That's not it. La, la. Back when the accident happened, I had no appetite. I couldn't eat anything. And my friends kept coming by with casseroles and cakes trying to get me to eat. And at one point, I think that they were genuinely concerned that I was becoming thinner than they were. And I was. I mean, I don't know if those trauma genes will ever fit again, but I'm going to hold on to them just in case. LA is a great place to be if you need self-help because we have every kind, and I've tried most of them. But what I've realized is that they're all basically the same thing. There's one thing they have in common is they're all a lot of work. Like there's no quick fix to healing, right? There's nobody who's ever meditated one time and been like, I think I'm good now. No, it's a lot of work. Therapy is hard, and you have to keep going and keep doing it until you can figure out exactly how everything is your parents' fault. It took me a very long time to heal, and people have compassion for you, but at a certain point, they want to move on too. And in the beginning, my friends were like, we're here for you. Take as much time as you need. And after 2 years, they were like, I think you can get out of bed now. Okay, I changed that line. That one didn't work. How about, can you pretend to be happy? Better? All right. Okay, and for our closer. But I am in therapy, and it's been very helpful, and I have a therapist who's wonderful because she can be direct with me, but she's also my biggest cheerleader. She'll be like, and sometimes we do these exercises. She'll be like, okay, repeat after me. take your medication or your husband will leave you. Thanks so much. I'm Jen Tyler. You can find me at Jen L. Tyler on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God, you had a dress. It's not the PTA, it's a mafia. It's the Persian Torture Association where I went to school. And it was really that kind of scary. But you know something? We always have a comedy hottie. Let's give it up for the comedy of Jack Scotty, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, if she rhymes a word with your last name, that's how you know you're going up next. She starts to rhyme a word. It's cool in here. It's kind of like the Muppets. We're having a good time. We're having fun. Let's see. What do I talk about? I'm Italian. Last name Italian. There's not a lot of good examples of it. It's a weird thing to be. There's not a lot of good examples of like positive Italian famous people. There's like Columbus, like Mussolini, Sopranos. Someone's coming in. Someone's breaking in. No. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I really look intimidating. Of all the guys to walk in. Yeah. What was I? Italian. Yeah. Not a lot of good examples. I think the one example everybody likes that's an Italian is Mario. Everybody's a fan of Mario. We did have the Cuomos. Do you guys remember the Cuomos? Chris and Andrew. Yeah, they were doing good. We liked them, and then they got. Well, yeah, you seem like you have a lot of opinions on everything. But I don't know. The Cuomos were a pretty positive group until they got canceled for like grabbing people and stuff. So they got canceled for just being Italian, basically. I think they could come back. I think they could make a comeback. I'm sure you're not happy about that, but I think they could. I feel like if we made them a video game, they could do well. Like I don't know. We'll call it New Super Cuomo Brothers, and it's a lot like Mario Brothers, but the big difference is you're trying to save the princess from yourself. And that's I don't know. I'm not that Italian. I have a cousin. He's way more Italian than me. He's like so Italian. If you hit him with a turtle shell, he shrinks. It's another Mario joke. I don't know what else could I talk about. I'll talk. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. I don't like telling people. Specifically, don't like telling dudes. Because whenever I tell a dude I have a black belt in Taekwondo, they act like I just challenged them to a fight. And it's like a fight I'm gonna lose. It doesn't matter how it came up. The other day I was at dinner with my friend, and it came up just came up naturally in conversation. I was like, "Yeah, man, I have a black belt in Taekwondo," and he was like, "You really want to do this here?" Like, it was, I don't know. I told another friend, and I think the biggest response I get is people going like, I'll be like, "I have a black belt," and they go, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you," which, fair response based on my appearance, but also that's a pretty crazy, I'm telling him something I have, and his response is violence. That'd be like if I was like, "Hey man, I got a car," and he's like, "I'm gonna run you over." I don't know. It doesn't. Having a black belt, it's never helped with anything. I feel like it's put. I don't know. I was telling my mom, I was like, "Yeah, I got it." I'll say I got it when I was a kid, so I've had it for a long time. It hasn't helped with anything. I was telling my mom, I was like, "Yeah, I feel like this was a waste of time," and she was like, "Why don't you put it on your resume?" And I was like, "What kind of jobs do you think I'm applying for that have a black belt?" But I did put it on my resume. Last interview, I put it on there, and the guy didn't bring it up at all the whole time. Didn't say anything. At the end of the interview, he was like, "Do you think there's anything else I should know about you?" And I was like, "Well, I have a black belt in Taekwondo." And he was like, "You really want to do this here?" It was it's a complete joke. I don't know. My mom. She put me in Taekwondo. She was weird about the stuff she wouldn't let us do. She wouldn't let me watch Power Rangers because she thought the Power Rangers would be could mess up my development if I watched it too young. She didn't want me to see the Power Rangers fight. Basically, was the was the big thing. And I don't know, like I get it, because like one hand, yes, I could see that messing up a kid's development, but like on the other hand, her and my dad fought in front of us all the time. You know, like the Power Rangers, sure, the Power Rangers hit stuff, but you know what they didn't do was get divorced. He didn't, I don't know. All I'm saying, I've never seen Power Rangers, but I don't think the Power Rangers ever looked at the bad guy and was like, I should have married your brother. Just, so I didn't have to figure out whose weekend it was with the car. I don't know. She wouldn't let us watch Power Rangers. She also she wouldn't let us watch Power Rangers. But she did let me hang out with other kids who watched Power Rangers. Which, you know, some of them were fine. Other ones, you're like, all right, this might have an effect on someone's development. She let me hang out with this one kid, Austin, and he was allowed to watch Power Rangers. And Austin was also a psycho. He, to put it bluntly, he would torture small animals. Was kind of Austin's thing. So like, you know, again, never seen Power Rangers, but I don't think there's ever been an episode where the Power Rangers takes his friends into the wood and then makes him watch him smash a frog with a rock. But you know, I like that one too. I think there's potential there. I don't know. She would let us watch. So she wouldn't let us watch Power Rangers. She would let us watch G.I. Joe. And her reasoning was G.I. Joe had like a message at the end. You know, G.I. Joe would teach you something. So all the violence and stuff was fine, as long as, you know, the episode would end and G.I. Joe would be like, and remember kids, like don't do drugs or don't talk to strangers or that kind of stuff. And that's good. But I don't know. I feel like, so they'd say don't do drugs, that kind of stuff, and then the kids would be like, thanks G.I. Joe, and then G.I. Joe would be like, and knowing is, thanks G.I. Joe, now we know, and then G.I. Joe would be like, and knowing is half the battle. And then they would say it a lot smoother than I just did, but that was the general sentiment of that was the lines at the end of the episodes, and I think that's good. But I don't know, I've never used any of the advice I ever got on G.I. Joe, because like really the only real like battles I've ever been in have been with my girlfriend, and most of the time I don't know why we're fighting. You know, like I could have used G.I. Joe's help with that. One time, me and my girlfriend, we got in a fight over Instagram. You know, and I didn't even know what happened, and I really could have used G.I. Joe to teach a lesson about that. You know, they fight the terrorists or whatever, and the episode ends, and he's like, and remember, kids, don't like another girl's bikini pics on Instagram. And I would have been like, thanks, G.I. Joe. Now we know. We got the whole thing. I don't know. My girlfriend, she always wants to do stuff. Crazy, right? No, she always wants to go do stuff. The other day she was like, why don't we rent a tandem bicycle? And I was like, baby, like, why would we do that when we just get into a fight for free? Let's save a little time. I don't know. The other day, things are going good. They're going okay. Are you okay? You doing good? You ready? You're gonna fight? All right. Great. That's what you want to hear. Someone being like, I'm gonna attack you. You know, it's always a good sign that things are going well. Someone's like, I'm gonna fight you. I'll just. I did a show thing last night, and there was a guy in the audience, and he had cool shoes. I was like, nice shoes, man. He goes, I can get you a pair. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm a 10.5. He goes, I can get you an 11 tomorrow. And I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on here. But, you know, and then, show went on. And as he was leaving, he stopped this girl. He's like, hey, do you want some shoes? And he goes, what size are you, 7? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, I can get you a 7.5. I was like, what? Dude. And then he called a bunch of people gay. So, you know, don't always trust the guy giving away shoes is the takeaway of that one. I'll leave you guys with this, kind of going back to the Italian stuff. I come from a long line of men who have had second families. Like my great grandpa had 2 families, grandpa 2 families, dad divorced, second family. It feels like it's almost like my destiny to have like a second family. And I told that to my girlfriend now, and she got pretty mad, but not as mad as my other girlfriend. All right, guys, that was all I wanted to work on. Thank you.
So you are Italian. You gotta have a gumar. Sure. That's what it means.
Whatever you say.
Hey, stop it. Come on, give it up. All right, guys. That's the guy corner, you can tell. But if you think there's a dearth of females in comedy, think again. We're bringing up this femme fatale, your comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman. Yes. Samantha Linderman is her name.
I'm Sam Linderman, and we are selling water. The light's going to be over there. Aviva, I left it on. If you could press it off on the remote, that would be great. This was all scripted. This is all amazing. How's everybody doing tonight? I saw Mark and Sunda wear denim and denim on Wednesday, so then I wore it on Friday. No, it wasn't on purpose. I don't want you to. I would never want you to think that I'm copying you guys style-wise. Ever. There's this real untapped market in the fashion industry. It's called like ironic fashion. I've been doing it for a long time. I was wearing like Crocs and fanny packs before it was a little bit okay. You know, like before people started wearing it like across their chest. Nobody cares. I'm Sam. I'm the comedy concierge. It's so good to see you guys. It's good to see you again. Remember Blanket? Nobody else is gonna get it. I'm sorry. I just was waiting for you to say because it made me laugh, and I was like, wow. You made me laugh today too. It wasn't just then. It wasn't a one-time laugh, but we should, for all of us to laugh, always clap for that. That's the last time I'm gonna make you clap. That's it. That's what he said. No, okay, that's over. That's what he said. No, I'm from Los Angeles. We woo for that. Me and Jen were like, yes, I love it. I love when people say, I say I'm from LA, and they're like, Orange County, and I'm like, no, LA. Why would I say Orange County? There's nothing wrong with Orange County. It's just not Los Angeles. You know what I mean? They're 2 different places. I grew up like within like a 0.5 mile radius of my family, but the way in which like we would greet each other would make you think like severely otherwise. You know what I mean? It's like, I haven't seen you. Well, actually, okay, we would knock on my grandma's door, and she has a little like security thing in the, like, I don't know, like a little peekaboo thing, and she sticks her fingers through it like it's claws, and she goes, who's at my door? Who's here? And we go, Grandma, it's me. And then she goes, are you pregnant yet? No. Where is the baby? My grandma actually said to me on the phone the other day, she goes, you know, you don't even have to get married anymore. You can just go to the doctor and they have it ready for you right there. And I was like, what? No, but are you saying that to every cousin? Or was this like a targeted thing, like to me, you know? I was a part of the group that, you know, COVID took prom away from. I've never said that before. No, I don't care at all. No, it's way too late to care. Guys, don't say aw for that. There's too much going on to be like, oh, I didn't get prom. That's so sweet, though. But that was like a waste of empathy. You know what I mean? Let's all talk about women. They were high-pitched ahs. No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter, you guys. My crush is going to ask me, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Oh, no. I didn't think anyone was going to say anything. No, but I kind of am really grateful for it. I don't know what that would have been like. Really sweaty, probably. The dances I did go to, I mean, they weren't catered. Like, what am I supposed to do? Eat before? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Eat before the school dance? I thought there would be food there, you guys. I don't know why. I've been trying to date recently, and by that, I mean, like, you know, texting the same person over and over. I didn't know that messages could be gray. I thought it was, I thought my phone updated and it was like an all blue feature. I didn't know. I was like, iMessage, like it's iMessage. It's like I am the one messaging. Always? No, nobody else has that. Is someone at the door? No, I'm always hearing somebody at the door. Ever since I bought this homeless man milk. No, you can laugh. No, please laugh, honestly. I was walking into my local 7-Eleven, and I don't know about you guys, but it's like, you know, like I said local 7-Eleven, I go there a lot. I'm not going to say where. I decided to stop giving my address out on stage for personal reasons. Because I want people to ask me after the show. No, I need the Instagram follow first, you guys, and then I'll give you my address. No, I'm kidding. It's not that serious. But I was walking to 7-Eleven, and this guy was like, hey, like, can you get me some milk? And I was like, if this is a come on, like, I've never heard it, you know? Like, usually there's, like, a wink, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, and I was like, okay, I'll get you a half gallon of milk at 7-Eleven because it's $3. And then I gave it to him, and then he like decided to like walk with me, and I was like, I didn't say like milk and like a walk, you know what I mean? Like, I got you the milk, like I'm not gonna burp you afterwards, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know, like I thought you know, I thought it would be done. I gave him the milk and I go. You know what I mean? Like, I thought he really milked that milk, if you know what I mean. Like, he was like milking it, and I was like, drink it. Like, I didn't get him a straw or anything. No sippy, no bib. No, he was like, can I have some milk? And then for some reason I was like, maybe he hates vegans. So I was like, nobody drinks milk anymore, right, old man? Nobody, right? Milk. And then the guy who worked at 7-Eleven came out, and he goes, are you okay? To me, because he knows me. He has a crush on my cousin, who is like so evidently gay. And for some reason I'm jealous that he's a crush on my cousin and not me. We're third cousins, but I said to him like straight in the face once, he was like, how's your cousin? And I was like, cause we look alike, Mo, cause we're identical, Mo. What, you want me here in this 7-Eleven right now? Fine. And he was like, I don't, he didn't mean that, you guys. Like, he really didn't mean that at all. You know, he's a great guy. I walk in there, like, he followed me on Instagram, whatever. I know I need to stop with the Instagram. But I'll walk into 7-Eleven, and he'll go, you're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel. And I swear to you, like, it's the only validation I need. Like, that's why I'm not writing any jokes, like, because I'm walking into 7-Eleven, and people are saying, like, you're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel. And what more do you need than that? Are you guys like meeting your neighbors? Like, is anybody like friends with their neighbors anymore? Good. You were like this, like, fuck it, right? Like, why are you asking me about my fucking neighbors? I'm not paying their rent, right? No, I think like I think it's good to know your neighbors. Like, I feel like we're all neighbors here right now, no? I have one neighbor who's about yay high, and his name is Ariana, and he's from Kyrgyzstan. And he'll say it to you in such a way that you feel it in your eye. And he will be like, he'll go, you don't know where I'm from. You don't know where I'm from. You know Turkey, you know Iran, and I'm from a small country in between Kyrgyzstan. And I feel it. And it was like, has anyone seen the Spiderwick Chronicles? Have you seen the Spiderwick Chronicles? Are you laughing? Yeah. Dude, because he spit in my eye and I could see his truth. And I was like, you're from Kyrgyzstan and your name. No, he's so sweet. I get him prunes and orange juice. You see why I'm like buying beverages for strangers? Because I'm used to it. I'm like, I'm getting this guy prunes and orange juice. Of course I'm going to get you milk, sir. But Mo from 7-Eleven, he yells and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm great, Mo. I'm great. Like, for some reason, I knew I couldn't yell help because I didn't want to offend him. You know, of course not. You never want to offend him. And I was like, no, I'm good, Mo. Seriously, it's my husband. One time I was in an Uber on the way here, and it said School of Comedy, right? And this guy, the driver, thought it would be like funny to play a joke on me. And he was like, hey, like, you seem pretty cool. I just want to let you know, like, I've seen some like cop cars around us, and like, I'm really not supposed to be driving. So like, if they pull us over, like, just be cool. And I was like, oh no, of course, like, I'm so cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm the coolest, like, whatever. And then he was like, honestly, like, do you have your license? Like, I think we need to switch, right? And it's like, I know every feature of Uber. Like, I could have pressed like text mom and dad, like text and whatever. And all I was sitting in my head, I was like, what am I going to say to the cops? I was like, my tits aren't enough, like, out enough in this shirt, like, to help this Uber driver that I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyways, it was a prank. I'm Sam. Come to LA School of Comedy. We're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have podcasts. We have our kids class starting soon. And please give it up for your director, Sunda Cornquist, everybody. On Instagram, at Sam Like to Be.
Sam, TBH. I don't feel any energy. Anybody take their Addy? Where's Addy? Where's Patty? Hello. Where are you? Let's do this. Where's Patty? Patty. Let's do this. Patty.
What's that? One more time for Patty? Come on! God damn it! I'm compelled. Look, I know that technically on paper we're supposed to do what do you call it? The stand-up comedy thing now. Not going to do it today. Decided against it. Not going to do it. I'm going to make because of the warmth that I feel coming. The warmth, the energy coming towards me. I want to make a confession. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay? You guys ready? I recently paid $450 for a hand job. Don't judge me! It was my cousin and he needed the money. Now, listen, I know that I just could have given him the money, but he's a registered Republican. I didn't want to deprive him the dignity of work. And when I say it, he's 49 years old. He's like one of these guys. He wears the red hat and he smokes a cigar, like he's a fucking boss man. But yesterday he bought a bong and I helped him move back in his father's basement apartment. He's 49 years old. That's what I'm trying to say. Me, you're wondering, Patty, what do you identify as? I know, I could tell from Scotty was looking at me over there. What exactly are you? Scotty was giving me an inquisitive look. When an Italian looks at you that way, you better fess up. You better fess up. Scotty, I identify as a evolved heterosexual. Because I know no means no. No means no. Also, I've been married many, many years. I know even yes means probably fucking not. I know that. But one thing I am not, and I want to clarify this right now, Alan, because there's been some rumors going around. I am not a homeless sexual. I have never been a fucking homeless sexual. Just to forgive you guys, I'm going to clue you in. A homeless sexual is just a guy who'll do anything for a place to stay. Okay? If you guys would read my book, it's on Amazon. Just go get the book. Go get the book. It's called The Business End of the Glory Hole by Patty. There's no homosexuality. It's just for a young man on a budget who wants to see these United States. Am I right? God damn it. Can you tell? I'm a little loosey-goosey. Because I had I went and got one of the massages. I went to a massage place. I always ask for a woman. Not because of anything sexual, but because I can pay her 28% less. It's purely a fiduciary. Listen, Alan is my accountant. He advised that. And I'm not telling you that I'm a perfect man. Obviously, I'm not a perfect man. Thanks to Sam and her prodding, I'm in therapy now. Thank you. I'm in therapy. And my therapist, she referred to me as clinically depressed because I fall asleep while eating pussy. So, first of all, raise your hand if you've ever eaten pussy. Okay, you just became very interesting. No. Okay, now hold on a second. How many people here have gradually over time lost the ability to raise their hand? Because a couple fucking more hands should have went up. I saw them kind of go, oh, no, I think I'll keep that portion of my history to myself. But here's the thing. I just celebrated a monumental birthday. I'm north of 50, which means I'm fucking 60, okay? And that's... Eating pussy's hard work, am I right? If you're doing it the right way, it can be hard work. And, I'm 60. Occasionally I need a fucking nap. All right? In the old days, there was a little pillow there, but now apparently fashion does not permit that. But a lot of times, this cunnilingus, to get good at the cunnilingus is important. How about a round of applause for cunnilingus, shall we? Oh, that's what we get for cunnilingus? That's what you get for cunnilingus. God damn it. Jeez, I thought that we'd get a little more applause. Cunnilingus, for Christ's sake. Here's the thing. A lot of lack of oxygen when I'm down there, too, and I can fall out. So just want you to do this right now. This is just from me to you. My spot this tonight is sponsored by a product called Pussy Goggles. This will change your cunnilingus life. Look on your Google phone right now. Look them up, and you're going to see it is a fantastic product. And when you do order it, please put in my code PT150 for a discount. You'll love these pussy goggles. Change your life. It's kind of like, for snorkeling, but, Also, I'm going to let you have it tonight. I'm tired of hearing it over and over and over again. You know the word? I know the word. I'm going to say the word. Vagina! God damn it! Hit me over the head. Go tell me go fuck myself. But don't say vagina to me, because it's a very abrupt word, Every time I hear vagina, I hear linoleum. It's like an antiseptic word for a fucking warm, wonderful place to hang out in, I hear like vagina is kind of, it's very formal. Vagina is ustedis to two's pussy. Because pussy is just a vagina you've become familiar with. Am I correct? Gee whiz. I'm just happy to be here. That's all I got to tell you. I heard some news today. Many of you know that I work quite a bit in the industry, and I have a couple products up over at Tubi. Yeah. Over Tubi, me and KC, or KS, that's Kevin Spacey. Some of you guys know. I've worked on Kevin's comeback special on Tubi. It's called Inappropriately Touched by an Angel. It's about a defrocked, deceased, disgraced Catholic priest who returns to Earth to counsel attractive young men in life lessons. You want to do that? Also, got another one in the bin. You're going to like this. Also, over at Tubi. It's a reality show. It's called The 6 Degrees of Kevin Spacey. We lock Kevin Spacey in a house with 6 attractive young men and see whose junk he grabs first. You want to do that? If you know anything about Kevin, he's a junk grabber. He's a grabber of junk. He was Me Too'd by a dude. He was He Too'd. I don't know if you know that, but that was a long time ago. Also, I need to say something. First of all, thank you, Mr. Scotty, for bringing up the Muppets, because it's very poignant at this time. Myself and Mark are here. We are men of a certain age. We are a little older than you, and for us to be here means something. It does. It means something. Am I right? It means there's 2 empty seats in the balcony at the Muppet Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Mark. Mark is like a combination of an intellectual Tony Soprano and just a developmentally disabled Sean Hannity. It's like, I'm thinking, he's got to be I don't fucking understand a thing he said. And I consider myself well-read, Scotty. Oh, also, Mark, I'll make the announcement. I apologize. I was supposed to do it earlier. You guys, some of you know, some of you don't know, but me and Mark have a GoFundMe up to continue the search for the real killers now that OJ has passed on. And you guys have been generous. They've been generous over the past couple weeks. And I want to tell you, your money has not gone to waste. It has not, because we have been looking for the real killers the whole time, mostly at restaurants. Next week, we're going to check out Vegas, see if they're there. So keep those. Don't. It's coming. I want to say something. Okay, that was almost like a tick. No, someone come up to me and say, you look vaguely like you play pickleball. I said, pickleball? First of all, if you don't know what pickleball is, it sounds like a venereal disease. It sounds like something would happen at Andy Dick's house if you went over for brunch. Pickleball? This is just a dog whistle for you look like a white guy who can't afford to golf. That's what that's about. That's what that. I know what's going on. You know Scotty. Scotty knows what's going on. All right, well, listen. I'm going to wind up with this. This is a joke that's going to make you think less of me, but I want you to think more. The reason I'm going to say this joke that makes you think less of me is because I want you to think more. Are you ready? We think of our founding fathers, and we think, by God, we think of one vision of what they were, what they wanted, and it's kind of a monolith, like Ben Franklin. Clap it up if you know who this guy Ben Franklin is. Are you familiar with him? Okay. Ben Franklin was a fugitive from justice at age 17 when he ran away from an indentured servitude. You know that? You know that? Scotty knew that? No, you didn't know that, Scotty? Okay. Ben Franklin was a member of a rabid group sex party set in Boston. He was a freak. This is true. Also, he wrote comedy. I've studied his comedy. Do you want to know his favorite joke? Would you like me to tell you his favorite joke? Give me a round of applause. Maybe I'll do it. All right, that's a little more. Okay, ready? Ben Franklin's favorite joke. I'm going to tell it to you right now. All right. How can you tell if Thomas Jefferson has been to your house? The sinks are clogged and the slaves are pregnant. I didn't say it was my favorite joke. That was Ben Franklin's favorite joke. And you know, it's a thud like that I'm going to leave you on. I've been very good. So just to take this moment to just have a look at me and feel a little bit better about yourself if I close the show. You guys have been adequate, and I mean that. Give yourself a round of applause. Keep it going for Sunda Kronquist, and thank you for the use of the hall, my dear. It's been fantastic. Give it up for Sunda Kronquist.
Where do they find you?
You can find me at PADDYFORCOMEDY, Patty for Comedy, and please do so. Now give it up for Sunda Kronquist.
Yes, and he's at the mix.
Wednesdays,
Right,
every
Wednesday.
Wednesday I book the show.
Every Wednesday, he's at the mix if you need to get a fix. But listen, where you go? Oh, you're going to go. Oh, you go stepping out? No, he's going to go. Oh, okay. Give him a round of applause. We hope everything comes out all right. Yes. Okay, the cameras are still on, though, right? Good. Oh, I didn't know. I can never tell. Because I can't use these things. So just pay attention, right? You know why? Because we're all in when we have the comedy of the one and only Colin. Let's do it. Colin A.
All right. Hi.
Hey.
All right. So I'm trying to process something. I just got the news that my grandfather passed away on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He just passed away, and I got the news in such a weird way. So I get a call from my cousin who lives in Turkey. My grandfather was living in Turkey, and he calls me, and he called me right before I had a video call for work. Literally, I had 1 minute, and I answer the phone, and I said, "Hey, listen, I only have a minute. And I didn't know what he was calling about. I had no clue. I said, "Hey, I just have a minute. Like, what's up?" He goes, "Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, well, your grandfather just passed away. I'll call you back later." I'm like, "Okay, bye. Talk to you later." I have to turn on the camera. So, I have to put on a brave face for 45 minutes straight. It was a weird feeling. My grandfather was 98 years old. 98 years old. He moved back to Turkey after my grandmother passed away 7 years ago. And I used to love his video calls because he was like pretty tech savvy for an old guy, but he was always way too zoomed in on the camera. He's always way too zoomed in. So I just see his big Turkish nose, like just like right there. And the phone calls were always so brief. I don't know why. Like he was always just like to the point, you know. Like he'd call and be like, "Oh, hey, Colin, hi. Okay, good talking to you. How are you doing? I'm good, Grandpa. All right, long chat. All right, bye." So, you know, I'm going to work on that more. But actually, I don't know if you guys know this, we have some famous people in the audience right now. We have some famous people. We have Do Not Destroy from SNL with us right here. The three. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Some of you get it. Some of you get it. All right, I'll go into my vaguely prepared stuff. So I'm on dating apps. I'm on Hinge mostly, and I go on the dating apps, and I don't know. I sometimes do this where I'll look at old matches that fizzled out. Like, you ever do this? You just, like, go and scroll, and it's, like, all these people where the conversation never went anywhere, we never actually went on a date, and it's just, I just look at them, and I think maybe I'll message them, like, maybe I'll try to spark something up, and it's kind of like when you're hungry, but you don't have any food in the fridge, and you just keep going back to the fridge to check on food, you know, and so you go and you look, and you're like, that's too old. I'm not in the mood for Italian. I'll just order Chinese. I feel like I do this sometimes. I do this with my dating app. So I'm on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, a couple other ones, and I put different dating preferences on different dating apps. Like on Hinge, I say I'm looking for a relationship. On Tinder, I say I'm just looking to hook up. And I don't know. I mean, that's what these apps are for. It feels like that Hinge is for relationships, Tinder is for hooking up, and it feels like Bumble is for people who, Jesus Christ. Okay. And it feels like Bumble is for people who don't want to ever have a conversation. That's what that feels like. I see this on the app sometimes. It'll say, people will put this on their app. It'll say, you can say you're looking for a relationship or looking for this. Some people put figuring it out. They'll just put, I'm figuring it out, which is a weird thing. I feel like you shouldn't date until you've figured that out. That's like if you ordered a pizza at Domino's and you said, hey, all right, I'd love a pizza. And they say, okay, great. What would you like for your toppings? And you say, I'm still figuring that out. I'm not quite sure. Can I call you in 15 minutes? I'll let you know. I'm not quite sure. What else did they say? Like, you can't do that in your job interview. You know? Or like, okay, well, which position did you want? I'm still figuring that out. I'm not quite sure what I want. You ever match with someone on a dating app and then you see that same person on another app and they're a completely different person on the other app? They're like you're like, what the hell? You're like, wait a minute, Selena, I thought you said you like to read books on Sundays. Over here, you like to skydive in Dubai? What? I feel like I don't know you anymore. Oh, that's stupid. Sorry, I just wrote a bunch of stuff today. Tinder and Hinge are actually getting sued right now because people are basically saying that the apps are designed to get you addicted. I don't think that's the case. I think I'm just designed to strike out. I think that's the problem. I'm the design flaw. So this is actually true. On the app Bumble, you can pay $200 to get unlimited likes. You really have to not believe in yourself to pay $200 for unlimited likes. I bought it twice. Just in case. Just in case. Okay. I had a friend who was like, they should design dating apps so that like you can't talk to anybody else until you match with someone else, until you finish that conversation. You either go on a date or you cancel with them, and you can't, have a bunch of options. I'm like, that sounds like the worst option for guys. Because that's like, like women have to wait in a long line to go to the bathroom always. Like, that's what guys would be doing, is just waiting in this long line to talk to one girl all the time. Okay. All right. Just a thought. I dated someone from my leasing office who worked at the leasing office at my apartment complex, and we broke up a few months ago. And my rent's been going up $200 a month every month, and it just keeps going. I don't know why. Okay, that was all my. I got like 30 seconds or what I got? Ish. Okay, all right. So I've been taking Strattera, which is an ADHD medication that it makes you horny, but it makes it painful to orgasm. Which is kind of like if you took a pill that made it so you could dunk, but as soon as you land, your knees explode. That's what that feels like. All right, I'll end on that. Thank you guys very much. All right, you can find me on Colin_comedy, and let's bring up your wonderful host, Suna Kronquist.
Merci. I figured you're not going to do any of that French shit tonight after Mark Zaffron. Okay, but we're always nice. We got the comedy of Alan Weiss. Let's do this, Alan. We're almost done tonight. Come on.
What's up, everybody? He's texting his girlfriend. Oh, he's Payne. Hello, my name is Alan Weiss.
Alan.
Yeah, thank you. I could go on a diatribe about history of accounting, but I'll keep it brief for you. In 3000 BC, the Mesopotamians invented it. In 1495, the Italians modernized it. In the mid 1800s, the Scottish professionalized it. I'm telling you all this to let you know it wasn't the Jews. It was not the Jews. I went to my therapist, and she told me I'm on Spectrum. That's a happy 40th birthday present. Happy birthday, you're on Spectrum. And I'm like, how did you know? She's like, your shoddy connection. I was like, that's nice. That's how I want to know. So people go, how did I find out? I said, well, I got my COVID test. I got my COVID shot. How did I get it? Excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. How did I get it? They said my COVID shot. And I said, no, that's not true. It was that summer I was sniffing glue, building Star Wars models. It was that summer. That's not true. That's not true. It was listening to Baby Einstein. In the womb. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Apparently Einstein is autistic, and you can get it that way, I guess. Okay, I think I worded that one backwards. Okay. I Best Buy dates. I don't go on Best Buy dates. I keep having to say it's best use by dates. But anyway, so it's very complicated. I find it's very interesting, these best use by dates. They're so accurate. Like you can take a can of Miller Lite beer, right? And they have a date on there and it is accurate. Like 3 years out, they know when that can of beer is going to go bad. And yet, they still can't predict the weather. It's going to rain tomorrow. I said, get more accurate, hire the Coors Light guy. And if it doesn't work out, at least you get high. High Life, right? Okay, anyway. I think that's Coolers. Coolers is the High Life. I messed that one up. Miller's the High Life. Though it's also Miller's Time, it's Miller Time, which I yet have seen on a clock. It's not there. Haven't yet found it. I went into my cabinet to look for spices, and I saw that all my spices were old. And I'm not going to throw out $80 worth of spices, so now I use them as deodorant. People go, oh, you smell so great. I'm like, yeah, it's Old Spice. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I went to a new therapist, and she is difficult. She doesn't like the life decisions I make. She doesn't like the girls I date. I'm like, Mom, stop it. I just can't beat that price. Free laundry. This is a great price. I don't pay. She does my laundry. Let's see. Okay. This is where I should call in my notebook, and he's like, you a doctor? You can't write worth crap. And I'm like, no, I'm dyslexic. And people wonder how you can be a dyslexic accountant. Don't worry, it's not fraud. Unless there's intent. And I don't ever intend to commit fraud. It just happens. What does it say? Oh, my friend, he invited me. He's like, oh, you need to come to this band. I guess it's playing the Hollywood Bowl tomorrow. It's called Mute. I said, that's my favorite type of music. Silent. Silent. He says, it's not silent. It's a German band. I was like, I don't want to see anything German. Harry Potter is the book that got me to start reading. I didn't start reading until I read it. And my dad, he came up to me and said, I can't read to you anymore, son. That was a week ago. So good thing I picked up the book. It's why I'm an accountant. Everything's in spreadsheets and just numbers. Okay. That says something. Okay, I think that's all. I had a bunch of other stuff I want to work on, but let's see. Okay, so you have a black belt. I also have a black belt for my suit. For my suits, I also have a brown belt and a white belt and a beige belt. Lots of belts. Depending, Patty, if you didn't notice, his undershirt matches his shoelaces. just things to notice. Colin, sorry about your grandfather. I found out my grandfather died when I opened the door and walked in. And I saw him dead. I was like, "Oh, that's good." And I walked right back out. I was like, "Mom, I think grandfather died." True story. Exactly what happened. It's true story. It's true story. I can't even read what that says. Oh, someone said, girls who say they're still trying to figure it out. I dated one of those girls. She was trying to figure it out. Not me? Oh, okay. She was trying to figure it out, and we broke up 6 times. It was kind of fun. There's no joke there. I'm just saying. I got to figure that one out. But I was just thinking. Someone else said their mom's odd, does odd things. My mom was also odd. She would not let us eat sugary cereal, but my lunch was all sugar. It was Gushers, cookies, chips, Capri Sun, because she didn't want to have too much sugar. So we just only skipped the breakfast, which I had waffles, and I filled the grooves up with sugar and her syrup. So I got my sugar fix, and my mom, no sugar. Let's see, what else can we work on? I got to work on this joke, figure out how to get there. I joined a gang of accountants. Their jacket says my jacket says the debits, and theirs says the credits. And then when we're not spray painting buildings and we decide to jump people, we go, "You've just been reconciled." And then we write them off for good behavior. No, I don't know. I wanted to start my own televangelist show for accountants, just so I could go up to people and go, "You've been balanced," and then fleece them for all their money and not pay my taxes. Because I think that's about what goes on. Because you're a nonprofit, you don't have to pay your taxes. It's great. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay. So I go to the beach. Oh, 2 more minutes? Oh my God, it's forever. I've been working really late this week. We had our audit. Our audit was this week, and we finished it today. So I was like, I didn't have time to write. So I'm just saying a bunch of old crap. So I was at the gym, and there's all those guys at the gym, and there's also pretty girls at the gym. So to impress the girls, I just lift a little bit more weight than they do. Just a little bit. In the gym, there's all those guys who have muscle dysmorphia. They're always just trying to look bigger, bigger, and bigger. They can never look small enough. They're never small enough. They always need to get bigger. So to help them out, I stand next to them. Except in the shower. Except in the shower. Let's see. So to help me with social, I go to the beach, and when I see a pretty girl, I go up to her and I say, "You look gorgeous." And she usually goes, "Thank you very much." And her boyfriend usually goes, "What did you say?" And I said, "I'm on Spectrum. Shoddy connection. You're breaking up tomorrow." Thank you very much. My name is Alan Weiss. You can find me, Alan W. Weiss. Thank you very much.
What's the W for?
My middle initial.
I know. The secret?
My initials AWW. It's Willie. It's William.
William. That's nice. William. Where are you guys going? To the bathroom? You're leaving? Au revoir? Au revoir. I will see you soon. Where are you going? Not you. These two. Dating gap. Okay, you got your dating app. Okay, we got it. Aviva, don't go to the bathroom yet. Because you know why, Griffin? You gotta see this. She just got a new show in New York, and she's gonna do 5 minutes. Okay, and we're gonna light her at 3. Come on, give it up. New York's own Aviva.
Hey, yes, I just did a solo cabaret show at the Green Room 42. I don't really know about cabaret out here. There isn't any. People always say, "What do you like better, New York or LA?" And then there's no place like New York. There's no place like it. But you can't, some people can't take it, you know, and there's transplant. Okay, I have a story for you guys. So you can tell when someone's not from New York. You can just tell, you know, they don't like confrontation. They run across on homeless people or on the street. Like, it's crazy. You can tell. And I remember I went to my friend's birthday party. She's not from New York. We go to a bar in Brooklyn, and I'm flirting with this guy who thinks he's like impressive, and he goes, "Oh, you like Star Wars? Name 20 Jedi." I named 30. I love Star Wars, and everyone's so surprised about it. But I can name many Jedi, and he was getting impressed, and I was like, yeah, you're nothing. And he proved that to me. He proved that to me because I don't know, I live in New York when my mother comes, and there's a smoke shop next to our apartment. It's like on the same address. And they have these cockatiels that they did not buy for pets. They bought as decoration. Why do you buy 2 fucking birds in a small ass cage in a smoke shop? For what? And then they're always like, they're biting us, they're complaining. I said, yeah. Oh my gosh. I know why Cage Bird sings. And I did not want them to be singing when people are smoking joints and blowing it in their cage. They're traumatized. So she kidnaps them. And I wake up one morning, and now we have 2 cockatiels. And you know how the smoke shop didn't give a shit because they have never asked for them back. It has been 2 months now. But back to that. So now I know what bird poo looks like. And that's how I'm segueing into the story, because this woman comes up to me, long hair, cracked out. Oh, she was fucking crazy. And I've seen a lot of Son of Anarchy episodes. You know, she was just crazy. And she comes up to me, she says, "Somebody put something in my drink." And it looked like bird poo. So I said, "Oh, it looks like bird poo." And she goes, "You sassing me?" That makes me feel very good to get those laughs. Yeah, because it gets worse, because it's March. So I said, you know what? Happy International Women's Month. I'm going to walk away. She said, "You sassing me, bitch, following me." And she follows me to the pool table, and I'm next to the guy who I was flirting with and asking about my Star Wars Jedi. And he's like this. Exactly. Doesn't move a fucking muscle. He's a fucking pussy, okay? Like, this woman is actively trying to fight me. She's like, "We can square up, bitch. Come up to me, bitch. Come on. I'm from Bushwick." I said Bushwick. She's cracked out. All of her fucking homies are also cracked out. They're missing teeth, skinheads. And they're like, "Yeah, she gonna beat your ass outside. She gonna beat your ass outside. She don't play like that." And I said, all I said was that it's Women's History Month and this bird poo. I don't know what the fuck. She was looking for a fight and itching. And she has no idea who the fuck I am. Because I'm not about to fight. I'm going to go to the fucking bouncer. I don't want to play. Like, I'm not going to ruin these nails in my hair for a fucking crackhead. Like, because I know how to get down, okay? I went to school in Hollywood. I know what the fuck. I know how to get fucking down, bitch. But she was really trying to fight me, and she kept going up to me in my face, and she would walk away, and I'd be looking at these fucking gazoons, and they're not fucking moving or doing anything. Like, men used to hunt. Men used to fucking hunt, and now they got fucking 6 dating apps. That's a whole fucking amount of craziness I don't even want. The fact that he said that he had more than Hinge and Bumble, I was set. That's enough for me. He's scary as fuck. I mean, I would set it to his face if he was here, but he's not, so it's not funny. But the tea is she kept trying to fight me, and these motherfuckers are silent, and I was done because I was scared. Of course, I don't want to fight somebody. I look really nice. It's my friend's birthday party. First off, it's at a bar, and I'm standing here, and she keeps fighting, and she keeps screaming at me, and she's all up in my face, and I looked at her, and I said, "Do you want to fuck me?" And she stopped in her tracks, and she went, "What?" I said, "No, like, do you want to fuck me?" That's acting, by the way. I have never said that to a person before. Like, both of my parents are here. Like, that's fucking fabulous. But she didn't want to fight me after. And you know what? Let's be real. You're black belt? Yeah. You're black? I mean, in this lighting, I can't see shit. So yes, to me, you're black now. But usually the guys who want to fight you are gay, you know? That's deep. You know? And so I was like, no straight man's gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna fight you, black belt. Like, that's crazy. Like, but the tea is like, she didn't want to fight me after. She actually got scared of me. And she kind of walked away and stuff like that. So I think I should start telling people I'm lesbian. Maybe that will make me scarier to not get fights. But yeah, that's a true story. And they didn't say anything, so they ain't shit. Because we're talking about eating out. Yeah, I've made girls' hands go numb. That's what I've been told. No, true story. It makes me feel very happy. I feel pride. You know, so it's fucking quiet as fuck. I'm not a comedian. I'm a cabaret singer, and they don't strip, okay? I'm saying I do not go. I don't have any dating apps. Don't delete your fucking dating apps. Come on. We used to hunt. Okay? We're hunting and gathering. You know? You don't need I don't use Hinge. It's scary. Because I don't like people knowing my business. And then I'll see them on the street and I'm like, oh, you really just saw me trying to like I feel, you know, like cats are in heat and they can't help their nature. I'm not in heat. I mean, but also don't get your hair cut when she's ovulating. Have you seen that before? Actually, if you have, yes, get your hair cut when she's ovulating. And then, that's not funny. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I sing. You don't know what ovulating is? Okay. Oh, okay, chocolate shop. Excuse me? I will not sing. You have to pay me to sing. I am a professional singer now. I sing at Birdland Jazz Club. I sing solo shows.
Where's your new show they can find?
That's not yet. I can't say anything until I sign a contract.
Okay, where can they find
But you can find me on Instagram. I'll wait. I'm sorry. Being a comedian's hard. I really hate being mean, but like that felt so good. Like, you know, let's be mean. No. All my ladies. And we can be a little meaner. Not you, Ma. You're enough. One car ride with you. Okay. We went to, I'm about to end, but let me end you a story. We go to Jersey and she's driving, opens the windows in Patterson, New Jersey and goes, "That's Front Porch Monkey." I said, but that was 25 years ago. Like, that was not now. But you can find me on Instagram, at Aviva Zafran, on Instagram, Twitter. If it's a lot of X-Men likes. If anyone's seen the X-Men 97 show, it's crazy. So I would watch it. So, yes. Be a nerd. Thank you. Watch X-Men 97. I'm not a comedian. I'm a much better singer than I am artist.
See, they didn't even know that we were related.
Because they keep thinking Sam's my kid. I don't know why. A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit? Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. If you were Iffin, let's give it up for the comedy of my Griffin. I missed you. Griffin.
Thank you, guys. Good to see everyone. What year did we leave off on? I'll pick back up. Was 68? No. Okay, oh, 24. Okay, I don't know that yet. We do people believe in aliens in here? Do we have alien believers in the crowd? Yeah, aliens. You ready? I was talking to my friend about aliens, and he was like, dude, the government has aliens, and they need to tell us. We, the people, can handle the truth. And that's not true. We could not handle the truth. We're not a very tolerant people. Like, as a country, we can't even wrap our head around trans people. How are we going to deal with aliens? Even if they come down and they're like, we come in peace, we'll be like, y'all sure as hell ain't going to play no sports with us. That's for damn sure. Ain't going in the bathroom with my daughter. Fuck that. I'm a little bit attracted to you, and I'm angry about it. You said you're ready. You're ready for them to come down?
I want an alien.
You want an alien?
Yeah.
I feel like we need that because things are so contentious. I honestly I agree with everything you're saying about the campuses and stuff. It's crazy right now in our country. It just is. Like, I feel like we need something that's the way we're going to get peace, by something coming down to earth. It might be aliens. It might be Jesus. We need something. If Jesus came back to earth and he started a podcast, how many episodes in would it take before we were like, this guy kind of sucks, right? This guy kind of, it's kind of annoying. He's doing an ad for his podcast. He's like, you know, it's my favorite wine, Smart Water. Oh, you guys can't turn water into wine? Well, maybe you should subscribe to me as your Lord and Savior. I guess. Join the Patreon, you get an extra miracle a week. So that's pretty cool. I don't mean to make fun of Jesus. I respect him. I'm Jewish. We respect Jesus, but we don't think he's a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like him. He's cool, but he's not all that. Like, if Jesus is Harry Styles, oh no, blasphemy. Oh my God, I walked him. What the?
Fuck that. Relax. Keep going. Relax.
It's fine. I'm not backing down. This is you're about to see how hot this joke is. If Jesus is Harry Styles, Judaism is One Direction. It's like, nice. He has a little solo career now. That's cool, but we gave that man a start. Everyone knows. I wonder if he would have liked that. Do you think he would have liked that? I don't know. I don't mean to be disrespectful, honestly, because I am religious. I am. I pray a little bit. I'm the kind of guy, though, I only pray when I really need it, though. Like, I'm a bad religious person. Like, I talk to God like a Karen talks to the manager. You know, like, I'm very demanding. Like, one time I had this rash on my arm, and I went to the dermatologist, and they wrongly diagnosed me as having arm herpes. And I was in the hallway crying and freaking out. I prayed. I was like, you better fix this now. This is not supposed to be happening to me. It wasn't herpes, don't worry. It's poison oak. But I think I'm entitled because my parents aren't religious. You know, like I grew up here. I was raised skinny. That was my religion. LA kid. But my parents weren't religious. So when I talk to God, I'm like, I don't have to be here, by the way. No one's making me be here. I'm here on my own fate, or as my parents call it, free will. That's too smart. I don't know. Entertainment's dying. Do we know this? It's true. We're not gonna the movie industry's failing. TV shows are gonna get worse and worse, and I know why. It's because watching someone's life fall apart is always better than the stuff they make. It's true. Like, I honestly can't name 3 P. Diddy songs, but I know that they raided all 3 of his properties in Miami, LA, New York. The FBI went. That's my entertainment. That's what I'm listening to in the car. I want to know about the raids. That's the future. It's like getting canceled is better than anything people make. Like, that's the best entertainment. That's going to be the future. We're going to be on Max. There's going to be a documentary like The Dark Side of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Broadway by night, illegal dogfighting ring by day. So what the Lin-Manuel? Always knew he's a little freak, that guy. He's a weirdo. I hate that guy. Lin-Manuel Miranda. He gives off I don't know. If you have a ponytail and a goatee, that's just weird. He gives off the vibe of someone that like found his roommates on Craigslist, and they're like, he seems normal. And then it's like 3 a.m. He's rapping about founding fathers. You good, man? I don't know. My mom is really into the P. Diddy drama. She called me when it broke. She's like, oh my God, did you hear that P. Diddy is the gay black Epstein? I was like, you had me at gay. That's a headline in of itself. Epstein too? This is interesting now. I also like that she said black. Like, he's black? Oh my, I thought that was a rumor. He's been black this... I don't know. Because I'm talented. No, I am. And I'm so happy that I wasn't talented at the time that P. Diddy was having these wild sex parties. Because I would have been there. I would have gone, for sure. I wouldn't have said no to that. But I'm awkward at normal parties. And at the parties I go to, no one tells me to get oiled up and smile more. And that's what happens. The one good thing about P. Diddy parties, though, is I'm like the kind of guy, I never know what to do with my hands. And that's not a problem at his house. They give you something to do with your hands. You jerk off a man. Okay. Well, sorry, there's an Italian in there. He's throwing me off. Got the chocolate shop. What is that shirt? Chocolate shop. Anyway, I had something traumatic happen to me the other day. I was parking, so I live in an apartment, not quite in a mansion yet, and I park on the street. I don't have a garage, so I finally found a parking spot, and I'm sitting in my car for a little bit because that's the only place where I can sing comfortably. So I'm in my car, and this guy pulls up next to my window and is like, "Are you leaving?" He's doing "Are you leaving?" And I wasn't, so I got out of the car, and I'm walking by his car, and he says out his window, "Yo, are you leaving?" And it's like, clearly I'm not. Yes, like, no. And I was like, nah. And he went, "Fucking pussy." And I was like, I was so shocked. All I could get out was, "Hey." Like, I was like, he pulled off. But it was one of those things where, like, I wanted to have a comeback, but my brain hadn't finished writing the sentence yet, so it made no sense. I was like, "Freaking idiot, cake." This is not it. But I was pissed because I'm such a nice person. Like, I'm a really good person, so when someone's mean to me, it's really bad. Because it's like, how could you do that to someone who's not bothering, just a nice guy? Like, my vibe is one time I was walking in my neighborhood, and I went, it smells like marshmallows. And my friend was like, "It's actually a really bad forest fire." That's where my head, I got like a camp mentality at all. Like, I'm a nice person. I went into my apartment. I'm pissed. I go to my roommate's room. I know he's a switchblade. And in my head, I'm like, I'm going to slash this guy's tires. I know what his car looks like. It's the Jeep with the paddleboard on it. I'm going to find it. He's clearly trying to park nearby my apartment. I'm going to find it. I went into my roommate's room. I asked him for his knife. Pretty chill roommate. He didn't even pause his movie. He's like, "Yeah, go for it. You can take, no questions, take my knife." So I'm out on the street looking for this guy's car in a hoodie, like I'm gonna slash his tires. And I find his car, and I'm about to do it, and I see another person in a hoodie. And it's nighttime. I get so scared. I run back to my apartment. I get on my balcony, and I'm like freaked out. I'm looking to see who it is. I think I'm about to get jumped. It was a pregnant woman on a walk. I went nowhere. That's okay. You were talking about Botox a little bit? Yeah. I haven't been, my mom gets that. So. No, I know a lot about that world. Well, I'll explain. So I broke my nose 3 times growing up. And people always ask me, "How you break your nose 3 times? You continue to play sports when your heart tells you to go to the theater. That's how you do. Like, I played basketball. I'd always break my nose. I was so bad at basketball. If I was in the High School Musical movie, I wouldn't have made that basketball team. And their offense is all dancing. You know, like, I like that movie, by the way. It's science fiction. A lot of people don't know this because Zac Efron plays Troy Bolton. He's the star of the basketball team. He's the #1 basketball player in the country. That movie's crazy because it exists in a universe where black people aren't good at basketball. Zac Efron's the best basketball player. I also like that movie because the conflict is so interesting because his character is caught in between 2 worlds. He wants to be in the musical with the girl he likes, but at the same time, he has the state championships coming up. And he's missing basketball practice for rehearsal, and the basketball team is getting pissed. But the way that they get mad at him is through song and dance, which is kind of fun. They're like, "Dude, you're going to another rehearsal? That's gay." Like, you can't do. What about, got you. Am I over? Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Where'd the mic stand? Oh, it's behind me. All right, chocolate shop. Thank you.
Wait, Griffin, tell where to find you, please.
Griff James on Instagram, on everything. Thank you.
On everything. All right, thank you.
Thank you. And those were kids that were trying to get in here. What? Oh, there's one. Is there another one coming through?
Yeah.
When? Thank you. Now lock them out. This is terrible that I have little kids running in here and we can't do that. All right, guys, get down, get able. Because we're bringing up the comedy, the one and only Will Cable. How can I love you when you ain't even mine? You're too young.
Almost too young. Yeah. You ever go sea fishing with your dad and the anchor get caught and he doesn't want to go in the water, so he makes you go in the water and it's shark infested water and he thinks it's kind of funny and you don't because it's shark infested water, but you want to make your dad happy, so you do it anyway? No? All right. Well, I have. And I guess I'm trying to take the good things that I've learned from this man, like that, and pass it on to my kids. So it's hard, though, because you have the Navy captain coming out on one shoulder like the devil, and the good guy with long hair and the tiger pants on that isn't supposed to care about anything. Like, yeah, like last weekend, my perfect 17-year-old, he's failed the driving test 3 times. Don't ask me how that happens. Yeah, no, it's an easy test. I passed it first time. He pulled out and cut somebody off. Yeah, and the guy did not like that. Gave him the finger, honking, and immediately the captain came out at me. And we were side by side, and the guy like slowed down, and we got to the next light, and he started flipping us off, and we turned right, and the guy was there. And as we were pulling away, I was like, no, not yet. So I got out of the car while it was still moving. And that kind of behavior will kind of traumatize the kids more than the bird did at the beginning. Yeah. And it would have been worse so I would have probably gotten beaten up. And then my 6'3" kid would have probably gotten beaten up. And then my wife, if that had happened, all bets are off because she wouldn't take the family getting beat. And then we had the dog in the car with the muzzle because he was a rescue, she was a rescue, had been returned 3 times, and had put me in the hospital twice for biting me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's always fun at the house. Right? I mean, you're here with your parents. You ever share a bed with your mom? Yeah, I mean, see? All right, last night, did she snore? Yes. Yeah. Probably, I was probably your age. I was probably a little bit younger, but yeah, you know, when your parents, and then you wake them up and they get mad at you.
Taught if you like nudge them just a little bit, their body stops from snoring.
No, it doesn't.
Placebo, it works for her.
Oh, it didn't for me when I was 17, but I think it prepped me for later after I just gotten married and we went to Hearst Castle and there was no rooms available. So it was me and my wife and my parents, and we had to share a hotel room. So my dad and mom got in one bed, my newly bride and I got in the other bed. And it's just like, well, we're family now, I guess. Yeah, there wasn't any sex, as far as I know. Where am I going with this? Oh, now, oh my God, it's a contest between me and my dad. I think I might have him. Oh my God, my wife will, she doesn't wake up, but she tells me she'll be in her dream. And she'll be like, there was a bomb or something that I kept smacking and the noise just would not stop. And then there was this bug just chirping. And I saw him, and then I realized, oh, that's Will snoring. And I'd wake up and there you are. Yeah. Yeah, no, my wife's great. Very loving, very caring, very Charles Manson obsessed woman. Often at the dinner table, it's a conversation that comes up a lot. Like, if she were in the Southern California area in 1969, would she have been recruited? And what are you going to say? But yes, of course you would. You would have been his favorite. Yeah, I mean, come on, everybody does. Everybody, I know everything about him. Fun fact, the guy at the house that was murdered because his name was Wojciech Fryczowski. He was everybody's buddy. Who's the pedophile director? Roman Polanski was out of the country at the time, but his good friend Wojciech was dating Abigail Folger, heiress to the Folger crystal thing, and Wojciech was trying to introduce MDMA as the new drug to America at that time, and had it not been for the Manson family, he would have succeeded. But yeah, anyway, anybody wants to know anything more about the Manson family murders, ask me. I know everything. I don't want to know this, but I do. She'll put on these podcasts at night, and it's always something horrible. And I'll fall asleep. And just like I can hear she hears the snoring, I hear, okay, I am pledging the San Bernardino chapter of the Hells Angels. Yeah, that was last week. Yeah, I have another kid. This one is more of the artistic one, the left-handed one, the always naked one. He's 14 now, and apparently he gets in that shower and the water hits him, and it's like, boom, light bulb. So I'll be laying there on the couch with my wife in the evening, and all of a sudden I'll hear, Dad, I had an idea. And there he is. Hair, soap in it, dripping down. Floor wet, dry, unused towel over his shoulder. And I don't want to stifle the creativity because, that's what the captain would have done. It would have been, go back in, you have a problem, dry off, do not run out here naked. So I say, what's your idea? And he goes, Bra. I'm Bra, by the way. He goes, we're going to start a nonstop flight from LAX to Bali. 316, 18 miles or whatever. It's going to be a game changer. And I'm just like, all right. But I did have to say something once. I ran into him in his room, but we were both naked this time. I had rinsed the soap out of my hair and dried off. He came barreling around the corner. This time, no towel, just soapy, wet, everything. Bumped into me. And I was like, Adam, you have got to dry off before coming out of the shower. And he goes, Bra, if you're double battering fried chicken, or if you're making fried chicken, you have to double batter it. Like they do on the flight from LAX to Bali. And I'm just like, all right. They don't know what to do. Maybe you're thinking, what was I doing in his room naked? The reason is because of the 6'3" one has now decided when he runs out of clothes, he comes and gets mine. I don't have any pants. I don't have any shirt. I don't have any shoes. I don't have any anything. He even wears his mother's clothes. He came out in this blue cable knit sweater, and he's like, this is often. Bra, it's mine. She's Bra, too. That's what I didn't know. Oh, man. I do have rules. I don't let them run all over me. The one rule I've always had since they were very little is they have to be proficient at surfing. And you would be not impressed, but appalled at how hard this can be sometimes. I mean, how many other people would be like, Dad, do we have to go surfing today? Yeah, that's happened more than once. I have a test to study for. Well, we're going to go to the beach first. Yeah, once we came back a little too soon, and my mom, yeah, this is how it is in our house. My wife goes, you three boys need to go back out. So we went to, she goes, how about the sports bar? She goes, it can be good. You like day drinking. It's great socializing for the kids. I'll even drop you off there. So she gave us a ride up to Barney's Beanery, very full of everything. They even have a thing, people come in and they want to take care of the kids when they're little. They got the basketball and stuff. I called it the bar sitters. I don't know if they were patrons or the bartenders. I was at the bar. We went home. We got home a little late that night. I guess it was around 1 a.m. And we walked in the door, and my wife goes, they smell like perfume. And before I could say anything, my youngest goes, "Oh, that's Ashley." She showed me how to play foosball, the basketball, bought me fries. My other one goes, "Yeah, she was dressed great. We had the same sweater on." Oh, man. So, that's what it's like going on. What else? What time am I at? I'm done? Yeah. I didn't. Why you didn't like me?
Yeah, we did.
Didn't it used to be up here? Yes, all right. It's been a little while. I bet. I'm so glad. I've been waiting for you to call.
I know. We're going to do another show.
All right. I'm Will Cable. I appear as Tony Hawk on Perry Caravel Live, at Will Cable on everything.
Will, stop.
You gotta be married to think that Chris is. I mean, Patty, come on. He's not lying. And you didn't even do Mandrake tonight, man. For Griffin. Come on, man. I mean, like, look, we got another. Oh, we got another Italian here. Ciccone. Parla molto bene Italiano, no? Oh. Is that by Disneyland? Yeah. Oh, all right. See, I know something about LA. Well, Jake, Ciccone, Pente qua. Let's bring him up here.
2 Italians in one night. Mike Marino, you'd be so proud.
2 Italians in one night. That means one of us will commit some sort of crime by the time we leave. All right. Well, this is fun. I've never been here before. This is fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool. All right. Do any of you guys have any siblings that you hate? You have siblings that you hate? All right, cool. So my younger brother has autism, and I love him to death. Fucking asshole. No. I'm trying out new ways to start this joke. My younger brother has autism, right? And he actually has autism, by the way. I feel like you need to say that now. Yeah. My brother actually has autism. He's not just on Twitter or whatever you got to do to get diagnosed, My brother, he's a cool guy. And I feel like whenever you see autistic people depicted in TV and movies, they're pretty much all the same. It's like a guy who's a little weird, but he's amazing at one thing. Like he's great at math or video games or coding or something, And my brother is like this. He's a little weird, but he's amazing at one thing. And my favorite anecdote about my brother is that growing up, the school we went to, every year they'd have a contest where they'd fill up this big jar full of jelly beans. And the contest was to see who could guess the exact amount of beans in the jar, right? And every year from elementary through high school, as soon as they put that jar out, my brother ate all the beans in the jar. Because if there's one thing he was good at, it was eating candy. This kid had a sweet tooth, you guys. It was very endearing. No. I don't know. My brother, he's a funny guy. It's funny because all autistic people are pretty different, And my brother, he cannot lie. He can only say exactly what he's thinking at all times, And he and a lot of times he'll say what everyone's thinking, but they're afraid to say, He'll tell it how it is, which is a cool person to be if you're running for president, People like when you tell it how it is about society or the government or whatever, because that doesn't really affect any one person. But on a local level, telling it how it is generally frowned upon. Because if my brother tells it how it is, it's just we're in public somewhere, and he's like, that guy's in a wheelchair. I'm like, don't say it. Why do you? He's like, but he is. I know, but you're supposed to pretend they don't exist. Yeah. I know. I don't know. I remember one time we were on a plane. We were on this cross-country flight. It was a 5-hour flight. And this baby was crying the entire flight, right? And when my brother, when we're on a plane, he's busy. He's got business. He's got AirPods in. He's on YouTube. He's watching a 30-minute compilation of the saddest video game character deaths of all time. He's got no time for a crying baby, And I could tell he was getting kind of annoyed by this baby. And I was like, man, come on, don't worry, it's fine, it'll be okay, whatever. And my focus went elsewhere. And I didn't realize he was getting really angry at this baby. And all of a sudden on this plane full of people, my brother just goes, shut up, baby! screams. I'm like, what are you? I was so embarrassed. I'm like, are we gonna get in trouble? I don't know, you know. And I think it says more about how much people hate babies that cry on planes, because people were startled, but they didn't disagree. There was no. You could see people like, oh my God, why would you say that? But seriously, shut the fuck up. My God, someone. You'd think you would draw the ire of a crowd by shouting at a baby, but the plane landed. They treated him like a soldier coming home from the war. They're like, "Can I help you with your bag, sir? You know, thank you for your service." Some old lady was like, "Will you marry my daughter, young man?" You know, what can I say? They love a man in uniform, right? And the uniform is a Marvel T-shirt with basketball shorts that go past your knees. That's the uniform, if you're wondering. Growing up, my childhood dream was I wanted to play in the NBA. I wanted to be a basketball player. And I remember growing up, I would always see interviews from NBA players, and a lot of them would tell a very similar story where they'd be like, growing up, I had a teacher tell me that I'd never make the NBA. And I used that as motivation. I worked hard to prove her wrong. It's always like a very positive story, like let kids pursue their dreams, And I remember seeing that as a kid. And then one day, I actually had a teacher tell me that I would never play in the NBA. And I used that as motivation, and I worked hard to prove her wrong, and it turns out that was great advice. That was what I needed to hear, actually. I was delusional, because I was telling her, I was like, I'm pretty good, maybe I could get a scholarship, and she took one look at me, she's like, trust me, you're going to college, don't worry. There's going to be no sports. No. I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, I think an important part of transitioning from childhood to adulthood is giving up on your dreams. I think you got to do that. That's a part of being a well-adjusted adult, living in reality, Because if your childhood dream is to be an astronaut, and then you become an astronaut, where's the struggle? How do you mature, Because at that point, you're just an adult living a kid's dream, Like, what? Oh, no, look at the big boy. He's an astronaut. Oh, what are you also a professional candy taster, too? You drive an ice cream truck? Ooh, big boy. That's why whenever I meet an astronaut, I'm like, fucking grow up, dude. What are you... We all moved on, and you're still doing this whole astronaut thing? What is embarrassing? When are you going to quit screwing around and get a real job as a server or whatever, Do you guys believe that I meet astronauts? Did that pass the sniff test? Are you guys? All right. So I do this thing that I think a lot of single guys do. I keep a condom in my wallet, and I just have it wherever I go, And because obviously I take my wallet everywhere I go, And I don't feel weird doing that when I'm at a bar or a club or whatever, because maybe, I guess, right? But I do feel like a pervert when I'm at the grocery store with a condom. I'm like, I shouldn't have this. There's no reason to have that there, I'm never like, oh, I gotta run to Ralph's. Jeez, I better not get fucking laid. I swear to God, every time with that place, it's ridiculous, Because even on the off chance I was, I get some ass at Ralph's. The type of girl who's open to an impromptu fuck in the grocery store, probably not going to beg me to wrap it up as well. I don't know. She's like, please fuck me in aisle 3, but also let's be safe about this. Let's not make any hasty decisions here. Wouldn't want that. I love having a condom in my wallet, because breaking that out, that really makes a girl feel special, It really does. That's how, when I'm setting the mood, I dim the lights, light a candle, rose petals on the bed, we start fooling around a little bit, and then when the moment's just right, I undo the Velcro on my wallet, and I pull a Trojan from behind my Costco card, and we make safe, responsible love, you guys. And the question I get the most from people is they'll ask me, they'll be like, so once you use that condom in your wallet, do you immediately replace it with a new one? And to that I say, we'll see. We will cross that bridge when we get there, folks. All right. Light. Is that a 2-minute light, a 1-minute light? Okay, 2. It's not the keep going 15 more minutes late. All right. Are you guys familiar at all with the concept of revenge porn? You know what that is? It's where, like, if you don't know, it's where you, like, post a nude photo of your ex or something without their consent, you know, and it's illegal, right? But what a lot of people don't know is there's also a law against something called avenge porn, which is a little different, right? Avenge porn is when you post an unconsensual photo of the man who murdered your father, and it's very rare, pretty illegal, you know. Turns out, even if your dad gets disemboweled in a sword fight, not okay to post a cock shot of the killer. As it turns out, folks. All right. I'll leave you guys with this. I had a one-night stand with a girl recently, which is nice. It was cool. Thank you. I had sex with this girl, and I'm not bragging, but I did make her make me come. So, look, again, just saying what happened. All right. Thank you, guys. You guys have been great.
Wait a minute. Where do we find you?
My name is Jake Saccone, and you can find me on Instagram under my name. And that's all, folks.
Okay. That's great. That's so good. Thank you so much. Yes. Make sure you get your card. You guys are all running out. It was a great show. It was fast. Is this the fastest open mic in California? Yes. Now you know why. It is fast. Can you imagine being somewhere else with them doing 3-4 minutes in between? I can't do it. I got to go home. Now you know I got to go home. Thank you, Aviva. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Samantha, so much. And thank you, everybody. If you love us, please follow us at LA School of Comedy, guys. Help me out. Just follow us. And you too. Oh, my God, the mom stuff. Yeah, follow us. Yeah, at LA School of Comedy. And I'm Sundalai. Follow me. That's it. And good night.